Hello people, welcome back to the channel, and I just wanted to do a little video about the latest debate that's been going around, and that is between Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant, where they had the debate of John Terry or Virgil van Dijk. Who would you rather have in your team? Who was the better player? I mean, to me, it's not even a debate. It shouldn't even be a debate. It shouldn't even be a talking point. But since it is, I thought I'd do a video about it. To me, John Terry is by far a superior player to Virgil van Dijk in every single department. Now, we go on about Ronaldo, Messi, right? And personally, I think Ronaldo is the better player, and I think he's been the better player. And my argument for that is, whenever you narrow down their attributes, as in who's better with a weaker foot, who's better at heading, who's quicker, who's stronger, right? There's arguments for both Ronaldo and Messi. Personally, I think Ronaldo edges it when it comes to this kind of debate. But when it comes to John Terry and Virgil van Dijk, there is no comparison. John Terry is better in every single department. Every one. He's better at heading the ball. He's better at reading, anticipating the game, anticipating where the ball's going to go. He's stronger. He scores more goals. He's better at tackling. You know, he was a better leader, and he done it for longer. And, you know, the thing that bothers me, right, when it comes to these kind of debates is people love to go down the road of stats. Oh, look, this person's won more trophies, this person scored more goals, this person, blah, de, blah, de, blah. For me, a lot of the time, when it comes to stats, it doesn't tell the full picture, you know. For instance, you look at someone like Steve Sidwell, who played for Chelsea, who won Premier Leagues with him, right? Who was better, him or Matt Letizia? Matt Letizia was by far a better player, and no one would ever debate that. But Steve Sidwell has won more trophies. Steve Sidwell has played for Chelsea and didn't play, and Matt Letizia didn't play for any top four. So, you know, stats can be deceiving. But if you know the game, if you've watched the game, you know that John Terry was a far better player than Virgil van Dijk will ever be. And by the way, take nothing away from Virgil van Dijk. He's been a great player for Liverpool. He's been a cracking player in the Premier League. Obviously, he's done well for his country as well. He's had loads of caps. But John Terry is one of the best centre-halves football has ever seen. You know, Virgil van Dijk isn't even in the top 5 centre-halves in the Premier League history. You look at Rio Ferdinand, Virgil van Dijk, Tony Adams, Jaap Stam, all these guys were all better than Virgil van Dijk. That's just that. Okay, is my opinion, but John Terry against Virgil van Dijk isn't an opinion. That's a fact. Okay, I guarantee you that 99% of people agree with Jamie O'Hara on this one. Jermaine Pennant, I don't understand what he's thinking. Okay, I mentioned earlier that stats aren't important, but let's just have a look at them anyway. Right? John Terry has won 5 Premier Leagues, Virgil van Dijk has won 1. John Terry has won 4 FA Cups, Virgil van Dijk has won 1. They've both won the Champions League, fair enough. But John Terry done it since he was 19 years old. Virgil van Dijk has only been world class since maybe 2018? 2019 maybe? Around about that kind of period. I mean, I remember Virgil van Dijk when he played for Celtic, and he was excellent. He was just head and shoulders above everybody else in the league. You could see that he had a real talent at that point. But to compare him to John Terry in his career is just silly. Really, really silly. John Terry was far more consistent. Virgil van Dijk over the last few years, okay, last season they won the league and he was excellent. But this season, and then a couple of seasons ago as well, he was rotten. He was really, really poor. I just feel that this isn't even up for debate. I just feel that Jermaine Pennant, I don't know whether it's just to kind of get listeners in or whatever, but here's what I'd compare it to as well. I'd honestly compare it to, like, for the Celtic point of view, as I say, I'm a Celtic fan, I'd compare it to, like, Gary Hooper against Henrik Larsson. Now, Gary Hooper was an excellent player for Celtic. He scored loads of goals, and he did really well. just like Virgil van Dijk did really well at Liverpool, did really well at Southampton. But to say that Gary Hooper was anywhere near Henrik Larsson is insane. Henrik Larsson is one of the greatest players that Scotland has ever seen in this game. And obviously he was world class, he was too good for the country and only prove that. But, and it's like, let's say from a Rangers point of view, I'd compare it to like Ryan Kent to Brian Laudrup. Ryan Kent was a good player for Rangers, but he was nowhere near the levels of Brian Laudrup. That's the distance, I believe, that John Terry and Virgil van Dijk are apart. It's not even close. It shouldn't even be up for debate. And that's just my opinion. But like I say, John Terry was a better leader as well. He was a warrior at the back. Virgil van Dijk can go off the boil and blame others and point the finger. John Terry never done that. He never done that in his career. But like I say, it's not even up for debate. Let me know what you think. Maybe you think that I'm talking rubbish. Maybe you think Virgil van Dijk is a better player than John Terry, or it's a lot closer than what I'm making it. But at the end of the day, it's all about opinion. But I feel that John Terry is by far a better player, and that's just a fact, in my opinion. But let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, and let's have more debates like this.